So what does a good coach do?
Time out.
It
Take a
means
time out.
you guys have taken a setback. You're emotionally out of control.
Yeah.
You have forgotten your formations. Your mind is no longer processing things from a place of peace and rest.
Yeah.
And I guess the moral of the story is, are you ready to change?
Yeah.
Are you willing to change?
Exactly.
There's two things that I learned when handling setbacks.
Hi there, Actualizers. Welcome back to yet another episode. I am your host, Gloria Njuguna. In studio today, we are here with Dr. Casper.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm well. I'm ready to hear what the question is.
Okay.
I'm ready to have our followers subscribe,
Yes.
like and share,
Definitely.
even as and comment as we have this discussion today.
If you have any questions, please jot them down below.
All right.
Are you ready to roll?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So our topic today is setbacks.
Setbacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
The downside of working on your business, and then there's a setback, or going to school, then there's a setback, or in marriage, then there's a setback. So in life we go through challenges, right?
Correct.
So we're gonna break it down a little bit today.
Okay.
So the first question for you would be, how do you define a setback, and what are common types of setbacks?
All right. How do you find a setback?
Yeah.
I think most people say it's a setback. You know, an unforeseen, unplanned, unmitigated occurrence.
Correct.
Towards your overall vision goal.
Okay.
The positive.
Yeah.
You call it a setback because a setback is like a step back. It's not that you've gotten off the stairs.
Right.
You just took a step back instead of a step forward.
Okay.
Positively, a setback means you're still on the path.
Okay.
Right? Because otherwise you'll just say something like quit.
Yeah.
Or you will say something like fall off.
Right.
But when I hear the word setback, only thing I'm saying is you're still on the path. You're still going up the ladder, or you're still walking up the stairs, or you're still, whatever you want to call it, you just happen to go in the other direction.
Okay.
Right.
So how do you cope with the feelings of failure or the disappointment of setback? Like how do you cope with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say that necessarily I hit 100%.
Right.
One of the things I always say is that as human beings, we are emotional. We are emotive.
We do have feelings.
We have feelings.
Yes.
And the worst thing people always say is man up, or be strong, or, it's actually foolishness to not acknowledge that God created us as emotional beings.
Yes.
And we were created as emotional beings by an emotional God.
Right. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because the Bible says what? God got angry.
Yeah.
God was happy.
God is jealous.
So how can you therefore not be emotional?
Because we are created in His image.
So it's good to know that it is okay to be emotional.
Right.
That's the first most important thing you need to learn. It's okay to be emotional.
Yeah.
People who say they're not emotional are actually people who are going to suffer down the line.
Correct.
Because there's no such thing as an unemotional.
Yeah.
You are still going to be affected.
Correct.
And anybody who's not emotional or does not display normal emotional, we consider that person to have some abnormality.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So therefore, if we say, because people say sometimes also, is that person maybe a socio, psycho, all those things.
Right.
You actually are describing that this person is exhibiting maybe having no empathy or things like that. So we do understand everybody should have emotion. Now, not to hit that point too much, how do you handle?
Yeah.
You handle it by, number one, accepting that it's okay to be emotional.
Yeah.
It's okay to maybe cry. It's okay to maybe feel sad. It's okay. Now, the difference is this. It's okay to be emotional.
Yes.
But it's not okay to be reactional. I know I just created that word reaction.
Yeah, you sure did.
Right? But it's okay because communication is about understanding.
Correct.
As you understand is this. Do not be driven by the emotions in the wrong direction.
Okay.
So what I will say, it's really the world of maturing in understanding how to handle emotions.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Rather than trying to say do not be.
Yes.
So accept that you're going to go through a lot of issues.
Correct.
But during that time, you got to learn how to, and you got to rest. You got to take a step back because you need to process. Because most of the times what we want to do is deny. Then we say everybody else is to blame for my failures.
Exactly.
And if that person had just supported me more.
Yeah.
And not that all the things you're saying are not true.
Right.
But the reality is you may feel like you took a step back.
Correct.
And you mentioned a lot of things, marriage, business, life, all these things.
Right.
So, okay, you took a step back.
Right.
There are two things that I learned when handling setbacks. Patience.
Yeah.
You know how not to react?
Yeah.
Be patient.
Yeah. Take your time.
There are many things that I lost in life by being reactionary.
Yeah.
Right? Because reactionary politics and reactionary people are always trying to get back to what was.
Yes.
But what they don't realize is what could be. So don't be reactionary.
Yeah.
Take a step back. Give time.
Correct.
Now, the problem is this. When you're being patient, you'll be uncomfortable. But you need to persevere.
It's true.
Don't lash out.
Yeah.
Don't be moody to manipulate.
Yeah.
Just breathe in and take a time out.
It's true.
Even in sports, whenever you take a setback in a game, for example, what normally happens is when you're in a game and you get a setback, a good coach will call timeout.
Right.
You know why? Because you guys are about to become reactionary.
Yeah.
You know what? You'll start doing this. You know what? Nobody's playing, so I'm gonna take this ball and I'm gonna run there by myself, and guess what? You do all these efforts, you either get worn out or the other team actually takes the ball. It becomes even 10 times worse.
Yeah.
People start blaming each other.
Right.
In fact, you can even start fighting each other while you're supposed to be fighting the other team.
Exactly.
So what does a good coach do?
Time out.
It means you guys have taken a setback. You're emotionally out of control.
Yeah.
You have forgotten your formations. Yes. Your mind is no longer processing things from a place of peace and rest.
Yeah.
So you need a timeout. That's the answer.
Okay.
Take a timeout.
Take a timeout.
That was long.
No, it's good.
But it is good.
You're fine.
All right.
You're fine. So, how do you, let me see this. What strategies can you use to bounce back from a setback?
Strategies.
Yes.
You know,
you're a man of strategies.
Since we have gone with the coach route, I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
Strategies.
Yes.
If I'm a coach, I'm calling a timeout, you're coming in. First of all, I'm making all of you sit down. First strategy, sit down.
Yeah.
Rest. Second strategy, we got to get the board.
Right.
I got to, as a coach, I need to get to the bottom of why is my team not progressing.
Right.
So now I got to rethink the playbook.
Yes.
Right? If you want to be able to handle a setback on the go, you gotta be able to be flexible.
Correct.
People who are not flexible will crash.
Yeah.
Okay? So you have to understand, just because you have a playbook doesn't mean that necessarily that playbook will work exactly how you want it to go.
It to be. Yeah.
And people who are inflexible suffer loss.
Yeah.
So you have to be flexible and listen to even to your teammates. Okay, so what's going on? Oh, coach, this person is too strong for me. Okay, so I need to move you from out of there to this person, or I need to redo this play because you're not doing well. Okay. So redrawing, being flexible, resting and flexibility to be able to adjust that's the strategies that you want to do, right?
Yes.
Because I'm assuming, let's say this is an ongoing play, the game is still going on,
Yeah.
and you can come out, right?
Right.
So you gotta adjust.
Correct.
You gotta be flexible.
Yes.
If you don't do that, it's like whenever we watch the show we watch,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, Itchy Boots,
Yeah.
and she's going through some very rough roads, right? In the boondocks,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes if you're not flexible, you're gonna go through that road and you're gonna get stuck.
Yes.
So what do you have to do? You have to go literally around the road and come out the other side.
Yeah.
So you gotta be flexible to go around the bush back into the boondocks road. Because if you say, "Oh, I said I'm gonna go through this road, and the GPS was pre-planned for this road,"
You're gonna get stuck.
You're gonna get stuck.
Or you're gonna get hurt.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
get time out,
Yeah.
sit down,
Yes.
rest, relax,
Yeah.
be patient, redraw the play before you go back out.
I like that. Okay. How do you? This will be about the last question.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead.
Can I say
Yes,
something?
go ahead.
And that's what's going to help, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to even things like marriage.
Okay.
Because you all agreed on one thing,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out.
Right.
If you guys are not flexible enough to
Yeah.
change the playbook,
Right.
then you're going to have problems.
Yes.
Trying to play the same game
Yeah.
with a playbook that no longer
That
works.
works with your values, with them, what your vision is as a couple.
And where you are in life
Yeah.
at that point.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more?
That's it.
Okay. So the last one.
Okay.
How do you reframe setbacks as opportunities of growth and learning?
And so comes in that adjustment,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
This is an opportunity of growth. Like I said, when I hear setbacks, I hear a step back.
Okay.
But when somebody says a step back, I'm like, but that means I can still step forward, right?
Right.
So what you're saying is I'm not off the court. I've not been kicked out of the game.
Yeah.
The game is still going on.
Right.
That's what I want to know,
Yeah.
right? Because if it's just if it's a setback, the game is still going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you get?
Right.
It's one of the things I like about sprinting, and mostly when you go beyond 100-meter sprint, anything after 100-meter sprint there are so many adjustments, even in the 200, in the 400. In other words, the people who take off so fast normally don't win at the beginning.
Yeah. They'll get worn out.
They'll be
before you
worn
get
out.
The end. Yeah.
And sometimes you trip a little bit. And if you are not able to be like, okay, now take that race.
Correct.
You know, normally it was so hard to beat Usain Bolt, and it's so hard to beat people like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they've had so many setbacks.
Yeah.
And they've learned how to adjust
Yes.
during the play so many times.
Yeah.
Now, even if they make 2, 3, 4 errors, you will
Yes.
not notice.
It's very hard to notice. Yeah.
So that is the gift of a setback,
Okay.
is that the more setbacks you've had, that means the more you know how to adjust during a game. So like a general, when somebody is maybe a new recruit and they're in their first battle,
Yeah.
the first setback, they almost are running away.
Right.
But there's a reason why a general can sit there and keep mapping, even after losing 2 battles. You know
Right.
why? Because they've been there before,
Correct. Yeah.
right? The best fighters, they get punched. But getting punched does not faze them,
Yeah.
because they've been punched enough times to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to readjust,
Correct.
right? And one of the people who was really bad I mean by really good, is Mayweather. Mayweather, for those who know boxing, he could get punched. Like, you think you got him, right?
Right.
The moment you've hit him, he has readjusted your whole play game. Now you're learning a whole new game.
Yeah.
Look at the politics right now, right? What happened to the Republicans? Biden left,
Excuse me.
right?
Yeah.
They panicked, right? They wanted refunds, and what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's you. That's what a setback is. The Republicans had this whole game plan, all these speeches, all these things, and then all of a sudden, there was a setback.
Yeah.
And look, it took a long time for them to recover. Why? Because many people don't know how to recover from a setback.
Yeah.
So life is about learning, oh wow, an opponent can switch on you at any time. Life can switch on you at any time.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna, when that happens, I'm not gonna panic, I'm gonna sit down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna regroup.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take out my coaching board. I'm going to wipe out everything. We're gonna look at the place we chose,
Right.
and we're gonna adjust everything to this new scenario.
Right.
And when we come back out, they're gonna be surprised because they're about to see a new team.
That's true.
That is self-secure, transitioned properly,
Yes.
and that's how you handle setbacks.
Yeah. Okay, so setbacks will always be there, but as long as you're flexible and you adjust yourself,
There you go.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you become a new person, new team. If you're working as a team, new couple.
There you go.
Because you're ready to strategize and change yourself by, adjusting. And adjusting is painful, but it's necessary.
And I guess the moral of the story is, are you ready to change?
Yeah.
Are you willing to change?
Exactly.
Or are you rigid?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We can stay here all day.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much, Dr. C, for those wisdom nuggets, right? Our nuggets of wisdom.
However it is.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us on Actualize Talks. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for joining us. And with that, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Keep actualizing.
Keep actualizing.
Welcome to Actualize Talks, your destination for purpose discovery, setting vision goals, and fostering leadership growth.
I'm joined in studio by Dr. Casper. Dr. Casper.
Joining me now in the studio, we have Dr. Casper.